Welcome to the Home Studio Show. In this episode, I'm looking at the Bitwig 3.3 update. I'm also looking at the Opzilla synth, which is a new pay-what-you-want synth, and there's sort of a free version of that in there. I'm also checking out the Behringer Flow8, which is a digital mixer. I've got free VST plugins, some great deals, and more all coming up. I'm Zane. Thank you so much for checking out this episode of the Home Studio Show. This is the show where I aim to help you find new tools for your home studio by providing audio tech news and reviews. Links for everything mentioned in this episode are down in the description, so be sure to head down there if you're interested in any of this stuff. But right now, let's get into the audio tech news. And first up in news is Bitwig has been updated to version 3.3. And this is a free update for anyone that has an active upgrade plan. Some of the highlights of Bitwig Studio 3.3 are the new hybrid modular synthesizer called Polymer, and it's designed to be fun and quick to dial in your sound. You also get a new grid module. This one is the wavetable oscillator, and that includes 139 wavetables across 5 categories. You've got acoustic, analog, digital, fractal, and harmonics. Also new in this update is free content scaling, which allows you to stretch notes and audio freely, plus 12 new grid modules and modulators, and many more updates and improvements. Next up in home studio news is something that I missed a couple of weeks ago. It's the release of the Behringer Flow8 Digital Mixer. This is an 8-channel digital mixer with Bluetooth, and it can also be used as an 8-input and 2-output USB audio interface. It has 2 Midas mic preamps along with instrument and line inputs. The Flow8 digital mixer connects to the Flow8 app on your phone or on your tablet, and you can use that as a remote. And it even has a wizard mode that will give you assisted setup and easy gain staging. You can even save snapshots of your mix for each project, so you can easily dial in your settings that you used in previous projects. It even includes 2 effects engines with 16 presets and 12 reverbs, along with compression and a limiter. For a small format mixer, it has a ton of features, and it can be great in the studio or on the road. At the time of recording this, it's available as a pre-sale on Sweetwater and other music sites with a price of $229 US. Next up in home studio news is the Opzilla synth from Together Audio. This is a huge FM synthesizer with 150 fully editable sounds. It has a single-page interface, making it easy to dial in your sound without having to hop around to different views. And it has pay-what-you-want pricing starting at just $10. But you can also use it completely unlocked for free in the trial mode, but there are some limitations. You can't save any presets, and your DAW also won't save any of the parameters in it. But if you're just using the included presets, this really shouldn't be too big of an issue for you. Obviously, pay for it if you can, but if you're unable to pay for it right now, this is a great FM synthesizer to get into. Together Audio Opzilla is available on Mac and Windows. Next up in audio tech news is a new free drum machine plugin from Full Bucket Music. This is Bucket Pops. The Bucket Pops plugin is a simulation of the Korg Mini Pop 7 rhythm machine from 1966. Yes, a drum machine from the 60s. And some of the features in this plugin include 20 original rhythms, 15 modeled drum instruments, tweakable instrument parameters, tweakable rhythm sequencer, resizable user interface if you get the regular version and not the N version, MIDI learn capabilities, all of the parameters can be controlled by MIDI, and you can get the free Bucket Pops plugin from Full Bucket Music on Windows and Mac. Now it's time to look at some deals, but before I get into that, I just want to ask if you're enjoying this episode of the Home Studio Show so far, can you please give it a thumbs up? It really helps my channel out, and I appreciate it so much. Now, let's get into deals. And first up is a deal over at Plugin Boutique, where you get to choose one of 4 compression options with the purchase of any plugin. The compressors that you can choose from are the United Plugins Royal Compressor, the M Turbo Comp LE from Melda Productions, Fundamental Bass from WA Production, or if you want to get to know how to use compression more, then you may want to select the Compression Fundamentals course from Producer Tech. Or you can make 4 purchases and choose a different one of these each time, and then you get all 4. I've linked to this deal down in the description so you can head directly to this page and get more info on all of these compression options, and this offer ends on January 3rd. The next deal is the Sweetwater Holiday Bundle. This one is still going on, and in this bundle you're going to get ozone elements, RX elements, neutron elements, nectar elements, exponential audio Excalibur, Verb, and Audio R2, plus Trash 2 and Iris 2. 9 great plugins for just $49. And I've linked to that deal below. It ends on January 7th, so be sure to get that if you're interested in picking this one up. Plus, they have some other great recording gear deals happening over at Sweetwater. Be sure to check it out. Waves Audio are always having plugin deals over on their website, but the name of the deal is always changing, so I'm not going to mention the name of the deal here. But typically it's a buy 2 plugins at a discounted price and get 2 plugins of your choice for free. And if you've watched my channel for a while now, you'll know that Waves plugins are probably my most used, and they offer great value and high quality. Check the link in the description to go directly to their current sales page. This next deal is only on for a couple more days, but I thought it's worth mentioning here. Baby Audio are having a huge sale where you can save up to 40% on their entire line of plugins, which includes the iHeart NY plugin for just $19, Super VHS for $29, plus you can save on all of their other plugins. Check the link in the description for more details. All right, let's get into the plugins worth checking out. And first up this week is one of the plugins that you can get for free right now over on Plugin Boutique. This is the Royal Compressor, which is a very nice Verimuse style compressor plugin that aims to bring you a pleasantly warm sound with a few easy to use controls. This plugin is actually modeled after 3 separate units, and each of those units has its own subtle differences. You can switch between each one of these to see what sounds best on your tracks, and you can get Royal Compressor on Mac and Windows. But right now, let's give it a listen. The next plugin worth checking out is a synthesizer plugin from Air. This is Vacuum Pro. Vacuum Pro is a polyphonic analog synth with vacuum tube circuit modeling. It captures that crunchy, warm sound of the analog era, and Vacuum Pro comes with over 350 presets that can give you a great starting point for creating your own sound. It's available on Mac and Windows. Now let's give a few of those presets a listen. Now it's time for the free plugins of the week. And first up this week is an updated version of a classic plugin. This is the updated version of iZotope Vinyl. If you aren't familiar with this plugin, it simulates the dust, scratches, warp, and mechanical noise from a classic record player, and you can control each element independently. New in this update is the updated user interface that makes it easier to understand what you're doing, and it's also being more optimized for less CPU usage. iZotope Vinyl is available on both Mac and Windows. Now let's give it a quick listen. The next free VST plugin is a fun one. This is Reflekt Audio Feast. This is another collaboration between Taki Brano and Reflekt Audio, and it's bringing you the sounds of a happy gathering, like cooking, eating, utensils, preparing, serving, and even burping. It's always fun to check out these Reflekt audio plugins because at first you're like, how's this going to be musical? And then you get into it and you find out that the sounds can be surprisingly usable. You can get Feast on Mac and Windows. Now let's give it a listen. If you want to check out even more free VST plugins, click up here, or click down here to see what YouTube recommends. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for checking out the Home Studio Show. For the Home Studio Show, I'm Zane. Keep creating, and we'll talk soon.